How's it going, guys? I'm your bro Taylor,
And I'm your bro Ryan.
and today we're going to be talking about some different options for you to really expedite your travel experience. Because there's nothing worse than getting excited to go on a vacation and having to deal with all the hustle and bustle of an airport. So today we're going to be giving you some ideas about what the differences are between global entry, TSA PreCheck, Clear Plus, a lot of those fancy lines you see. Maybe you've been in the wrong line before and you're like, get out. We're going to tell you exactly what it takes to get those qualifications, how much they cost, and how long they last.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
So starting off with the first one, the one you've probably seen the most or heard the most is TSA PreCheck.
Yeah.
So TSA PreCheck is great for most people that are domestic travelers. I don't have TSA PreCheck currently, but I sit in a really long line typically, and then you gotta take everything off: your shoes, your socks, your belt, your watch, everything. And then someone just walks in a suit and just walks straight through pretty much. You're like, wait,
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
I get in that line, and how do I not have to do this whole song and dance?
Or you see me walk through with my t-shirt and shorts, and then you get really upset. Like that guy definitely doesn't belong in there. What's he doing? Because I do have TSA pre-check, and there are some other options that we're going to be talking about later in this video. But I really do enjoy it. I'm not telling you to do it. In fact, there are certain situations where even if I traveled as much as I do, I might still not get it.
So that's really cool and nice, but like, what exactly do you get with TSA PreCheck? Are the benefits of it?
Yeah,
So with TSA PreCheck, there's no need to remove your shoes, belts, any light jackets, take out all your electronics that normally you have to do. You no longer have to do that. That's crazy awesome because I know I travel with a personal computer, a work computer, an
yeah, yeah.
iPad. You got to take every little thing out. So that's a pain. So that's awesome. And other than that, one of the biggest benefits is that shorter line. So it could be, again, hours different. Like
Yeah.
it's wild. The busier the airport, it's almost the more worth it to get it, in my opinion or my
Oh,
thinking.
100%.
So you just save so much time, and it's just so much easier. And then lastly, it's just, where is it that available? Can you get it everywhere? It depends. It's not in every airport, but as of right now, it's in 200 plus airports, and it's with 90 plus different airlines. So it is pretty widely accepted. It's just not
Yeah.
necessarily every little airport.
Yeah, if you go to an international airport, they'll have it.
Right.
But if you go to some municipal airport that, it's like, oh, Frontier flies into this one, you may not have it there, which at that point you won't need it because
Right.
it's such a small airport.
Exactly.
Chances are you're not going to wait in line for TSA, period. But there are different options for applying because there are different partners that Homeland has set up to kind of handle the signing up process. And they all have different prices. So we'll show them on screen and give you a little rundown of them real quick. So there's really three options. One being Telos, and if I'm saying any of these wrong, my bad. But they charge $85 for their initial application and $70 for an online renewal. The other option, which a lot of people have probably heard of, is through Clear. Now this is different than Clear Plus, so don't get that confused. But they're going to charge $77.95 for their initial application and $68.95 for their online renewal. Last option being Edema, they charge $78 for their initial application and $70 for that online renewal. The price, you're like, $80, is it really worth it? It's for a 5-year membership, which I think that makes it immediately worth it
Right.
if you're at even a halfway busy airport. Like for me, in my situation, I lived near Atlanta, so I was flying out of Hartsfield Jackson, one of the busiest airports in the world. Now I live down in South Florida and I fly out of West Palm, and it's
Right.
way less of a busy airport, but I still think it would be worth it just because there are enough people that come through to where it saves me some time a lot of the time. So it's kind of, what you think is worth it. And maybe you've had an experience at an airport like we've been talking about where you've been waiting 3 hours. Those are the airports you want this.
And lastly, one of the really cool benefits of TSA PreCheck is kids 12 and under are free.
Oh, I would pay way more money if I had the chance to not spend as much time at an airport with a bunch of small children. I'm not
That's
a
true.
parent right now, but oh my gosh, to avoid having to come to the airport 4 hours early, instead you do it maybe an hour and a half early. 100% worth it. Even
That's
if I
true.
only flew once a year, in my opinion.
So now looking at the next option, global entry. So global entry is better for international travelers. It helps
Yeah.
expedite the process of U.S. customs and getting back into the country. So that could be a great one for you. I personally don't travel that much outside the United States, so I would love to, but I just don't do it that often for me to say this might be worth it, except for the fact that global entry also includes TSA PreCheck, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so the cost is $100 as of right now. But if you're not signing it up as we speak, chances are you're going to see a price tag of $120 because that hits October 1st of this year, 2024. So just be aware of that. I think that it'd be worth it if you know that you'll travel out of the country maybe even just once a year. On the website, I think it says, oh, we recommend it for people that go out of the country 4 more times a year. Even just once,
Yeah.
I think it saves you a benefit. It's like I have TSA PreCheck, and I wish I had gotten global entry.
And now for Clear Plus. So Clear Plus is a little bit different because they use biometrics, so fingerprint and face scans, to use as your identity verification.
Yeah, this is the line that you see at the airport where there's always people sign up for Clear, like they're always right there. It's because once you do all the biometric and everything, an employee has to like be like they're good, they can go through security. So they always have people right there yelling, "If you have this card, you can get Clear. It's only this much." They're not the best salesmen, but hey, maybe we're selling you right now. We don't get anything out of this, by the way. At certain points in certain airports, pre-check may take longer just because a lot of people have been getting pre-check lately. Like, I'm never worried about pre-check taking longer at the Atlanta airport because that's so busy that I know that it's going to be a lot quicker. But maybe an airport kind of in the middle range, like a Cincinnati or something, where the normal TSA line might be kind of mid. The pre-check line might also be just as long. The Clear almost always is shorter than all of these different lines. But with that comes a way higher price.
Yes, way higher price. So we're talking about 100 is so far the most expensive for a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
With Clear, you're talking about $199 per year.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference in price.
Yeah. This is for someone who travels constantly, or you just got money like that.
So yeah, honestly, in my opinion, for someone like me, which I feel like I'm a more average person, I travel around the United States, but I don't necessarily leave the United States a ton. I'll probably go out of the country once every couple of years. I'm looking at a TSA PreCheck or a global. Those are my two I'm considering. For me, Clear doesn't make a lot of sense because it is a different line, but like the biometric doesn't do anything for me, and it's a way hefty. It's not $120 for 5 years. It's not even 500. Like it's $200 a year. It just doesn't equate to me. It's not worth that price.
Yeah, I agree. You have to be just someone with enough money where it isn't that big a deal to you and travel a lot to be at that kind of stage.
So let's sum it up a little bit. If you are someone that travels in the United States, in and around, you're looking at TSA PreCheck. If you're someone that leaves the country, whether that 1 year, 5 times a year, or even like once or twice in 5 years, you're probably looking at global. If you're an avid traveler, again, personal or business, or a credit card reimburses it or something like that maybe, then you'll get Clear. That's something you'll be more advanced, in my opinion, to make that price make sense.
Yeah. So just being honest, on my personal experience and my opinion, if you're someone who lives by maybe a smaller airport, even a small international airport, none of these might be right for you. It might just not be worth it because TSA lines, period, aren't that long. If you live by Atlanta or a bigger, busier airport like O'Hare or LA or something, chances are this is something that would be, valuable for you if you travel. I say even once a year, in my opinion. Now, this is just me. I'm not saying you need to do it. But for me, if I traveled even once a year out of Atlanta, I'm willing to pay that price tag.
Yeah, so we hope this made a lot of sense. We hope it was a rather simple, easy video to follow. I myself started looking into it a little bit because, these lines do get hefty the few times I do travel. So we hope you guys do like this. We hope you guys thought this was interesting. And if you did, please let us know in the comments. If you have any of these and you have an experience, positive or negative, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Because, again, I'm actively looking to see if I want one of these. And someone else might be stumbling upon this video for the same reason. And those comments really help. So please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.